Yeah, for sure. I remember the first deal was always the hardest deal, but once you get through that one, it just kind of gets easier from there. Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
skills needed as a real estate professional. What are some essential communication skills that you would say are needed as a real estate and a professional investor, and how can you develop those skills?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think that communication in for every kind of business, but it's essential in this real estate businesses. I think that one of the skills that we may need to develop is an active listening. Is to really fully, and that's mean that we need to fully understand, to fully put attention on what the people is telling us, and try to figure out really the needs and everything. That's help us when we listen very concentrate way. And be actively listening. It's not only to listen but be after and react in what they say to us. How we can develop this skill is to practice to maintain the eye contact with the people that we have in front of us, and avoid, and this is a big one for me, avoid when somebody is avoid interrupting others when they talking. Let them to deliver the whole message, and then we respond to them. So it's a practice. It's take practice, right? And also for me is helping me to take notes for whatever they say to me. I take notes. So at the end, when we try to summarize or get into the end of the conversation, I can find a strong points that I can deliver to them in a very real in what they told me in real information in what they've been told me in the conversation. So I think this is one of the ways that we can develop an active listening. Another skill I think is to have a verbal communication. And for me, as English as my second language, that's something that put me in the other level. And so to maintain a clear communication, to speak slowly, to slowly but not boring, and to maintain a very simple language, right? A very simple that they can understand in what I say, and I can be connected in one page in with the message that we deliver, and also that we can understand them as well. And how we can develop this skill is to enhance in vocabulary. I had to practice a lot in my vocabulary, and especially fighting in real estate business, I had to find some kind of a new vocabulary about real estate. You know, practice the presentation, whatever I'm going to deliver. I need to practice so I can feel comfortable on talking about, because I can have a knowledge about it, but if I don't able to deliver it in the right way, it's going to be worthless. Also to ask for feedback. Don't feel afraid. I mean, receive a feedback is helping feed you and get better. And another aspect I can say, the not verbal communication. And for me is I'm very expressive with my whole body and talk with my whole body. But I had sometimes to limit it about that, because sometimes people take it in another way. So we need to understand that. And also to be very observe the people that you talk to. So their faces, the movements of the body, is they telling you many things with the body that we may need to understand. So it is to develop those skills is going to help us to understand the client and could be to close the deal.
Yeah, those are some great skills just in life, not just in real estate investing. Let's talk about
Yeah.
negotiations. I'm sure you have to be a skilled negotiator to be a good real estate investor. How can you work on those skills?
Yeah, well, negotiating the skills is very important in this. This is about all is closing, but before closing is the negotiation. So that negotiation is very important to run the business, right? So some skills could be, I mean, for me, is to have when those negotiations, when you be able to understand what people want and you be able to get that in the negotiation part, you always has to be looking for a win-win situation. It has something that is good for the person, your client, and good for you as an investor. So you need to secure a very strong abilities, secure a favorably deals, give a lot of ideas and how they can work it out. Be creative. So and you need to be creative, not pushing. It's very different when we pushing to close a contract. That people is going to feel that it's not a very good energy. So it's just trying to find, and for me negotiations is in art, that you looking the best strategy and how we can benefit the both parts, and trying to do this with the person in front of you and let them involve in the negotiation with you. Let's go and create a situation in here that can help us, both of us. Let's see, give me your idea. So give me this. I have this. Be creative. I can provide you with this. And when we understand what they want, so we can be creative in our negotiation part. So preparing, I think that is very essential, that our communication skills as well in the negotiation. So when we develop those communication skills, it's going to help us in the negotiation part.
Sounds a lot like problem solving type skills. You're trying to figure out what problems they might have and how can you solve that problem best for them. Anything more you want to add about that?
I said problem solving. That's so true. We need to go with a flexible mindset that is not always in what we going to ask and what we're going to have in mind. So we need to be flexible. And we had to have that before we go and do the negotiation. How more flexible I can be, how far I can go, so that can be presented that to the person or to our client. Yeah, definitely is a problem solving.
What about time management, organizational skills, maintaining productivity, those kinds of things?
Well, that's time consumed. The time is when you organization and time. There are two things that as an investor, and I think for any business, right? One is money, another is time, and for me, another is organization. Because when you organize, you can have those two in order: money and time. So I think that to be able to know that, so you need to create systems that can help you to be organized, and manage your time in an effective way. There are many things. As soon as that you grow in this business, so it's going to require more of you all the time. So if you're not able to maybe meet some deadlines, so you need to be present in everything. So you need to delegate sometimes. We not pretend that we can do everything, because it's that you're going to worm out sooner. So we need to understand, do the process, and then try to deliver. Who can help me on this? I need to pay somebody, or maybe I need to do something else because I cannot do everything. So so we had to let it go of things and concentrating was most important. Part of the organization is that to define what is important, what is an emergency, and what is an urgency. So when we define those, so it's easy for us to go when it's presented in a way of decision. So we know, okay, this is urgent, so I may need to go first. So this is an emergency. However you do it in your system, so you're going to define and act quickly. So it's something that you need to put in your mind. It's a new mindset about your organization and the steps that you're going to do. So definitely in this business, a special. I mean, it's not a special, but for us that we are flippers, it's a lot of time consumed, more time than another strategy. So if we need to be very organized in what we're doing because we had to meet times lines, and we need to do contracts. We need to we're dealing with many kind of different people, so and many different kind of needs. So we need to maintain that in place so we can manage our business in the right way.